How do we make this more appealing to Jews who have almost no Jewish education? Do we want to be an alternative to the mainstream Kiruv out there? Or is this more for scholarly intellectual types who have grown discontent with mainstream Orthodoxy? What about the simple Jews and common folks? This is such a loaded question, I probably should not have taken the last. No, I don't believe in Kiruv. I've never considered us an outreach organization. In fact, if you would ask me what we are, I think we're like an Ir Miklat, we're a city of refuge, and not just Orthodox. People who have experienced negativity or an imperfect Judaism in other places. They've come to us, and Baruch Hashem, look at our people. I cannot tell you. Just look at the rabbis that have joined the Shiviti forums and have interacted with each other. I don't know, where else on earth can you find that spectrum of people? Orthodox is definitely not the category that they fit in. People who are genuine, good people who care about it. I'm honored to be in the company of people that are not all running away from the same place, or maybe not running at all. Is it just for scholarly, intellectual types? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you this. Harav Peretz once told me that the reason why people run away from Judaism is because Judaism chases them away. Because the Yahadut of today, the Judaism of today, is what he calls Yahadut Me'ayemet. It's a threatening Judaism. It threatens to crush you. It threatens to oppress you. It threatens to suppress your talents and your character and your personality and your individuality. The Judaism of today destroys people. And because of that, they run away. They don't run because they hate HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They don't run because they hate the Torah. They don't run because they hate mitzvot. They've never had the opportunity to engage in their own way with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with Torah, with mitzvot. They run because Judaism forces them to run. And all I've ever offered, all I've ever tried to offer along with the Rabbanit and all of you, is a Judaism that doesn't threaten people. A Judaism that causes people, yes, to think, yes, to examine themselves, yes, to strive to be the best people they could be and the best Jews they could be. But a Judaism that says, hey, don't run here. You're welcome here. This is a city of refuge. This is a safe place for you. This is a place where you can come and be and to feel part of something. To feel that this Judaism isn't going to throw you out. Have we messed up? I'm certain. Have there people that maybe I should have done better? Possibly. Baruch Hashem, Shiviti is not about me. Shiviti is about all of us and what we're creating. And so simple Jews, common folk, intellectual, scholarly, I don't think any of these divides exist here. I think all across the spectrum we have people. And one thing I will say, that when we started Shiviti, my wife and I were in a big argument, a theological one, not a personal one. Are we trying to reform, to rebuild the Jewish community? Are we trying to change it, to help it get healthy again? Or is it so sick that it's just time to create an alternative? I chose the more extreme side, and my wife the more loving, compassionate side, as she is. I think we've tried to find a middle ground, to allow for people to engage with whatever Jewish communities they're a part of and to bring health and goodness to those places. But also at the same time, we're actively working on creating an alternative where you don't have to deal with those things. I don't want my children, and I don't want your children, to grow up in a world where it's Sephardim and Ashkenazim and religious and non-religious and that. I don't want my children to live in that world. I don't want my children to live in a world, I don't want my children to live in a world where they don't see colors. I want children to see colors and to love all of those colors and to want to understand and to be part of and to embrace every one of those colors. I want these things not to be factors when my children get married and when my children grow up and who they play with and who they work with. I want my children to see a world that is not the one not my parents, not them. I don't want them to live in a Jewish world, the Jewish world that I had to experience. And so it's for everybody. And the only way I can do that is with your help. The only way we can be successful in what we do is if we start scaling this to a place where all of you come together and do something greater than we've ever imagined we can do. And Baruch Hashem, we're already doing it, and I'm hoping to only do it better and greater, the Kadesh HaShamayim, to make HaKadosh Baruch Hu proud of us.